You know, every relationship has its challenges. Little things that aren't a big deal on their own can slowly become bigger problems over time if you're not careful. Just like the Bible says, it's the little foxes that spoil the vine. Small issues you overlook can grow into bigger things you can't handle as easily. I want to talk about 5 things that can seriously damage your relationship if you're not careful. Number 1. Overfamiliarity. I know the word familiarity is not something that people often talk about in relationships. When I talk about overfamiliarity, I'm not talking about getting comfortable with someone. That's normal. I'm talking about the wrong type of familiarity. When you get into a relationship, you normally get used to the person and learn about their interests, what they like and don't like. This helps you understand them better and feel comfortable together. However, there is such a thing as being too familiar. When you've been with someone for so long, you start taking them for granted. You stop listening to what they have to say because you feel like you've heard it all before. You're no longer passionate or interested in what they have to offer. You no longer listen to what they have to say because you feel like you already know what they want to say. If they start talking, you have the tendency of finishing their sentences for them. If they are about to go out, you assume that you know where they are going or what they are doing. All of these things can create a scenario where you no longer see the value in the other person. So even when the person has something really good to say, you're so familiar to the point that you tend not to pay attention to what they have to offer, because you think there's nothing good that can come out of them. It's just like what Nathanael said in the book of John when they told him Jesus of Nazareth was coming, and he said, "Can anything good come out from Nazareth?" This is the same thing that overfamiliarity does. When you become too familiar with someone the wrong way, you stop learning, and you stop getting excited about them. You stop seeing them as people who can contribute positively to your life. But when you're always in that position where you feel there's something new to learn from them, even after being with them for many years, you'll always find your relationship becoming new every single day. Number 2. Constant accusation. You know, relationships can be tough. When something is bothering you about your partner, it's normal to want to bring it up. And they should be open to hearing your perspective too. But the problem is sometimes the language you use when trying to correct your partner can do more harm than good. You might say the right things, but if you say it the wrong way, it could ruin everything you are trying to say. Think about choosing a good time, not during or right after an argument when emotions are running high. Use "I feel" statements to express how a certain behavior makes you feel, rather than attacking them. And come prepared to listen with an open mind as well. Even if the issues themselves are fairly minor, the tone and language you use to address them makes a huge difference in how it's received. Name-calling, shaming, bringing up past transgressions just to win an argument, those tactics will undermine trust in the relationship. If an issue just isn't getting resolved after multiple calm discussions, it may be best to take a break from that topic and revisit it later when you're both calm and thinking more clearly. Your goal should be bringing your partner up, not tearing them down or making them feel bad about themselves. You might say something harshly and feel an apology will fix it after. But you know sometimes an apology just isn't good enough to fix things. Even if you say you're sorry, the hurt you caused with your words might cut too deep for that person to just bounce back right away. Like if a woman gets body shamed or insulted by her partner. They might make up eventually, but you better believe those words are going to stick with her. It could take a long while before she's able to rebuild her confidence after something so crushing. Because here's the thing, the pain we inflict, those insults and those name-calling, they stay with people for years. This woman's got to carry all that around, deal with the damage it did. So while apologizing is a start, you got to understand that the healing will take time. The wounds run deep. Number 3. Persistent dishonesty. Now there are times that there might be tendencies for you to want to lie. Maybe you're afraid of something, or maybe your partner saw you with another member of the opposite sex, and they asked you about it, and you felt the easiest way is just to tell a lie. But no, when you keep telling lies in your relationships, there's always a tendency that the truth will come to light. The truth has a way of surfacing eventually, even if you try burying it under more lies. It is important that when your partner gives you a room to change, you should win their trust by being honest, and when I say honest, It means you should be consistent in speaking the truth. Don't make it a habit of always telling lies. If you're caught out doing something wrong, and instead of admitting that you're wrong, you're trying to defend it by lying over and over again, it will make it difficult for them to trust you again. When your partner is willing to give you a chance to be truthful after messing up, take that opportunity to rebuild trust through honesty. Make an effort going forward to openly admit mistakes rather than hide them. Be reliable by telling the facts consistently, even if it means an uncomfortable discussion at first. Owning up to faults sincerely is how you regain reliability over time. Number 4. Self-centeredness. You know, one of the quickest ways to ruin a relationship is to constantly make it all about yourself. Relationships require give and take from both parties. It's so important to consider your partner's feelings and perspective, not just think about things from your own point of view. Put yourself in their shoes for a change. Imagine how certain actions or words might affect them emotionally. When everything always revolves around you and you prioritize your own feelings over your partner's, it creates an imbalance that breeds resentment over time. A healthy relationship is a team effort. It's not me, it's us. You have to be willing to compromise and consider their needs as much as your own. Unless both people feel their emotional well-being matters within the relationship, cracks will form from the lack of care, respect, and effort on both sides. Number 5. Ingratitude. Finally, there is nothing as bad as when you're putting in effort, or someone is putting in effort and you're not recognizing it. Nobody likes to feel their efforts are taken for granted. It takes work to really go the extra mile for someone, whether through acts of service, listening without judgment, or making sacrifices for your own needs. But over time, if the other person never acknowledges or appreciates what you do, it's easy to get discouraged. Feeling underappreciated is a surefire way to drain the motivation out of someone. Relationships are a two-way street, so taking your partner for granted hurts the dynamics. Make sure to show appreciation for what they contribute too, through both words and actions. A quick thanks or small gift to show you're thinking of them goes a long way. Leave a kind note to brighten their day. Meet deeds of kindness with kindness. Boosting each other up is so important in any healthy relationship. Gratitude and encouragement help maintain that loving bond between you. Don't let ingratitude creep in and undermine all the caring deeds done by your special someone. I hope this video has blessed you. Thank you for watching, and if you love our videos, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel.